Hello! So, I'm here for another video, and this one has a plan, I guess. This one has a message, and it won't necessarily be my message. There are some excerpts from a book that I'm reading that had this revelation to share earlier today. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope everyone is doing well. Or not well. However you are. You're whole where you are. You're exactly where you need to be. And the truth of that will come. The truth of that will manifest. Even if it's not seen. You'll feel it. So, I have a fundamental drive for unity. It's what I think fuels and drives my soul, or my purpose, even though most of where my purpose will take me is lacking in direction other than just its existence. And unity is a bit jumbled in its concept, especially in a world of duality, in a world where we're constantly experiencing something that is either positive or negative, good or bad, or right or wrong, or just corrupt. The polarities, the separation, the sense of being one person and then there's another person, or this person did that and that's bad. I don't believe in this because I believe in the other side of it. I believe in saving the planet, not harming the planet. I believe in eating organic food, not genetically modified food. Or I believe in doing yoga and not physical fitness or exercise or track or whatever. There's just endless polarities. There's always two sides. We live in a world, a conceptualized world of the mind, which brings separation. Which I feel inevitably is one of the reasons for our control, or for our limitations. Is that in separation we're afraid because we fear the wholeness, in a sense, of what we are. We fear that because it's unknown and it's not able to be understood by a linear, logical way of thinking, especially in a world that is basically indoctrined to make us believe that we are separate from our own reality, from everything existing in our reality. That there is a you and a me, there's them and an us, and there is a stronger or a weaker element to any position or place, standard, way of living. So unity. How is that achieved in a world where we so strongly desire to fight or to believe in what is right versus what is wrong? There's kind of a lack of seeing the whole factor. And for example, say you become enlightened, you become really spiritual, or you start believing a cause, like you want to fight for world peace, or pray for world peace, or support world peace, or global enlightenment. You want everyone to become a hippie in a garden, in a community, and be self-sustaining, and, you know, do all that, and that's what you're aiming for. So you're putting all of this energy into that, which aids the other side, aids the factors of, oh, well, there are all these people who are creating so much consumerism and so much trash, and they're killing the planet, they're robbing the planet of the resources that support the life system. And the ideas are impeccable, believable, and I think that they're very they're a very necessary part of the evolution of our planet, of the evolution of us as species, understanding ourselves, and gradually moving towards where we will go in the future. But therein is still a separation, because even if it's not a specific judgment, even if, you're not saying, oh, well, these people are bad, you're still going, oh, well, this is how it should be, this is how everyone should be, and that entices separation. In a sense. I think there's a line, because following your individual truth is also important, and what your spirit or soul calls you to embody in order to, I don't know, move the collective unconscious into something new, something different, changing the way we think, evolving. It's all part of it, but there's a deeper unity that I'm driven by. A unity that starts in here and brings that, I'm going to use the term first source for God, or the mother, or the divine, or whatever it is. It brings that energy into us, so we realize that there really is nothing but us and that creator, and we are that creator. We are that. We just don't know it. And when you unite with that, or when you begin to try and feed through the mind and into the heart of understanding and unconditional love, unconditional, no attachment, just observation, receptivity, awareness, observing, then reality itself is so changeable, so much more different than what we can even imagine right now. It's a powerful thing. And I'm beginning this process, moving towards it, and there's so many things in life that can pull us in different directions, pull us away from that, the disharmony, the discord, the drama, the aspects of just living a day in time as a person in a body. It's intense. So, but what I wish to share is from a book. The book is a collected workings of the Wingmakers, which is written by a man, James, who remains anonymous, but what it is kind of a whole collaboration of content via music, art, poetry, conspiracy theories, extraterrestrial data, mythology, and practical workings like living from the heart and speaking with the virtues, or perceiving through the virtues, which I think I've mentioned some about. Anyway, I've been reading this book, and there's a lot of content that might be confusing if you don't know anything about it. There's terminology that might lose you, or it just might not make any sense at all. But what I suggest doing is taking a deep breath with me and trying to just let go of your mind while you listen, if you feel called to, and just try and feel the information, feel what it entices within you, if anything, and go from there. Okay. The entity model of expression is designed to explore new fields of vibration through biological instruments, and transform through this process of discovery to a new level of understanding and expression as a sovereign integral. The sovereign integral is the fullest expression of the entity model within time-space universe, and most closely exemplifies Source's intelligence. Source, creator. Capabilities therein. This is a level of capability that was seated within the entity model of expression when it was initially conceived by First Source. The Big Bang, so to speak, maybe. There have been those upon Terra Earth who have experienced a shallow breath of wind from this powerful tempest, which we have named the Sovereign Integral Consciousness. Some have called it ascension, others have attributed names like illumination, vision, enlightenment, nirvana, and cosmic consciousness. While these experiences are profound in human standards, they are only the initial stirrings of the Sovereign Integral. As it becomes increasingly adept at touching and awakening the remote edges of its existence, what most species define as the ultimate bliss is merely the impression of the Sovereign Integral whispering to its outposts of form and biology, and nudging them to look within to their roots of existence, and unite with this formless and limitless intelligence that pervades all. The Sovereign Integral Consciousness is far beyond the calibration of the human drama, much like the stars in the sky are beyond the touch of Terra Earth. You can observe the stars with your human eyes, but you will never touch them with your human hands. Similarly, you can dimly foresee the Sovereign Integral Consciousness within the human instrument, but you cannot experience it through the human instrument. It is only accessed through the wholeness of the entity, for it is only in wholeness that the Sovereign Integral and its residual effects of source reality perception can exist. And truly, this wholeness is only obtained when the individual consciousness is separated from time and is able to view its existence in timelessness. I think one of the biggest parts of being in the mode of separation or polarity or linear thinking is that time constricts us. We're born, grow old, and we have this limited amount of time. Our awareness and our life structures are based on like the time to do something, the time to go to work, the time to make an appointment, the time to meet someone, the time, you know, there are all these times and they're all kind of already orchestrated. And they keep us ingrained in just being who we are and not searching for something greater, something deeper. The human instrument is the soul carrier, which contains the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of the human being, and these can become aligned to trigger, like a metamorphosis, the integration of the formful identities into the Sovereign Integral. This is the next stage of perception and expression for the entity model, and it is activated when the entity designs its reality from life principles that are symbolic of source reality, as opposed to the reality of an external source that is bound to the evolution saviorship model of existence. So in the name of time, or in the term of time, I have a limited amount of space on my recorder, so I'm going to continue to read, and maybe if I have some moments afterwards I'll say a little more. Otherwise, that'll be the end of this video, and more will come. More expanding, growing, sharing, trusting. Okay. The life principles are source intelligence templates of creation. They are designed to create reality from the perspective of the Sovereign Integral and hasten its manifestation within the fields of vibration that has thus far repelled it. They are principles that construct opportunities for the integration of the entity's formless and formful identities. They are the bridges that the human instrument, with all of its componentary intact, can experience the Sovereign Integral perception of wholeness. As the human instrument becomes increasingly responsive to source intelligence, it will gravitate to life principles that symbolically express the formative principles of First Source. There are wide ranges of expressions that can induce the transformational experience of the Sovereign Integral and liberate the entity from time-space, conditioning, and external controls. Inasmuch, the expression can vary. The intent of the expression is quite narrowly defined as the intent to expand into a state of integration, whereby the human instrument becomes increasingly aligned with the Sovereign Integral perspective. There are three particular life principles that help align the human instrument with Sovereign Integral perspective. They are: universal relationship through gratitude,